Good morning. It is our first full day in London and we start our study abroad program today. Yesterday was mostly just about staying awake and getting oriented to the area we're staying and was pretty loose in terms of what we were asking students to do. Today we begin in earnest with a visit to probably St. Paul's Cathedral. Originally, Westminster Abbey was on our schedule for the morning, but I believe the tickets were sold out. So I think we're gonna go to St. Paul's instead, but we'll see. We have to discuss it with the group once we get down there. Then in the afternoon, we have afternoon tea at the British Museum, which I think will be a really fun experience. And then we will tour the British Museum, and that will be all for today. So we're starting off a little easy, but we're definitely in learning mode today. So follow us to see what we get up to. We did decide to go to St. Paul's Cathedral, so we left our hotel and made our way in the rain to the Queensway tube stop. There are two tube stops near our hotel. This is the furthest of the two. There's another one that's about a block closer, so really easy to get to the three different lines that are near our hotel. We got off at the St. Paul's tube stop and made our way outside to get our first views of the cathedral when we turn the corner into the cathedral garden. The dome is the most popular part, or maybe not the most popular, the most iconic part of the cathedral, which you'll see in just a minute. Once you get your ticket, you can pick up your audio guide, which is free with your admission, and then go around the cathedral seeing what you are interested in seeing. Here is that dome I was just talking about. You can actually go up there and see it a little bit closer. You can even go even further up above that and see an outside view, but the weather today wasn't great to do something like that, and it's quite a climb, and no one actually attempted that. So you have the main altar at the back of the church, and then there is a lot of statuary in here that is dedicated to people who served in the military in England, the UK, depending on the time you were referring to, including this guy who apparently served in the Revolutionary War, so he was unfortunately on the wrong side of that one. Then you can go down into the crypt. There are a number of different famous people that are buried here. So here is the chapel in the crypt, and there are a number of burial sites in the ground, which you feel kind of funny stepping on, but you have no choice because there's so many of them. This black slab is where Christopher Wren is buried. He is the architect who designed St. Paul's Cathedral and lots of different cathedrals and churches in the city of London. So it's fitting that he is buried here. You can see here, this is the monument to Wellington, Duke of Wellington. And then you have the crypt of Horatio Nelson, which I think is pretty impressive. I then decided to stop and get some coffee, which I don't drink coffee, but that was a Black Forest cherry coffee that I thought sounded really good, so I got it. Here are some pictures that the students took of themselves in the vicinity of the cathedral. After leaving the cathedral, we went back into the underground to make our way over to the British Museum, where we had to wait in line a bit to go through security, but we had a 1 p.m. reservation to have afternoon tea at the British Museum before we would actually tour and see some of the artifacts. So here is what it looks like when you get inside the museum, and we were seated in a big table to have our tea.
Alright, I have my Earl Grey tea. We got some sandwiches, scones, and some desserts. Favorite thing that I tried today was the spiced carrot and quinoa cake with pistachio and candied orange. Mine was definitely the scones with the strawberry jam on it.
Everyone agreed the afternoon tea was a really fun experience and appropriate for being in the UK. Not everyone liked everything they ate, but everybody tried, and that's what counts. Then we were able to take some time to go through and look at the artifacts in the museum. Here's the Rosetta Stone, and you can see the crowd that's looking at the stone, so you really don't get much of an opportunity to see it very well. Then there was this cool cat. I had to take a picture of an Egyptian cat. And then we get into the Greek artifacts, which we all know were essentially stolen from Athens. They're beautiful, but you feel kind of bad admiring them because you know this isn't where they should be. But we'll look at them while they're there. Eventually, I assume they will go back. Right, we're done with the British Museum. It stopped raining, but it is very windy. And we are now going to the mall because we're Americans, and that's what Americans do. The whole group is going, and then we might eat dinner together as well. But it's fun that everyone wants to stay together, even when they don't have to at this point of the day. So, on to the mall. And here is the mall, which is pretty like any mall you've seen. So then, after some shopping, the other leader, Kevin, and I went to Chinatown to find dinner, and we saw this great Taiwanese restaurant where we had some excellent noodle dishes to finish up our day.
Hi, my name is Aaron and I'm in the accounting program. This is my second study abroad with NWTC. This is my first time in London and I've been absolutely blown away by the underground system. I come from a very small town where we drive everywhere, so learning how to navigate that has been a really fun experience and very, very unique and something I have really enjoyed on the trip so far.